Welcome to our podcast. Today we're talking about the elephant in the room. Is GenAI living up to the hype?
Well, I think it's fair to say that GenAI has generated a lot of excitement, but it's not quite delivering on the promises yet.
That's a great point. I mean, we've all seen those headlines about AI changing the world, but what's the reality? What are some of the challenges you're seeing?
Well, for one, the costs are still very high. Training large language models and deep learning systems requires vast computational resources and specialized hardware. We're talking millions of dollars here.
Well, that's staggering, and it's not just the initial development costs, right? There are ongoing expenses too.
Exactly. Models need constant maintenance, retraining, and updates to stay relevant. It's like buying a fancy sports car. It's not just the purchase price, it's the upkeep too.
That's a great analogy. And what about the business applicability of GenAI? Is it really transforming industries like everyone claims?
Not quite yet. While GenAI has some valuable applications in fields like marketing and media, its direct applicability to core business processes is limited. It's like trying to use a hammer to screw in a light bulb. It's just not the right tool for the job.
I see. And what about the impact on employment? Is GenAI really going to replace millions of jobs like everyone fears?
Actually, the impact on employment has been relatively contained. According to Forrester, GenAI is expected to augment more than 11 million jobs in the US by 2030, mainly by enhancing productivity rather than replacing human workers entirely.
That's reassuring, but what about the high failure rates of AI projects? What's going on there?
Yes, estimates suggest that 85 to 90 of machine learning projects don't make it to full production due to issues like poor data quality, unrealistic expectations, and operational difficulties. It's like trying to build a house on shaky ground. It's just not going to stand up.
That's a sobering statistic. What can companies and investors do to avoid a similar fate?
Well, I think it's all about balancing ambition with pragmatism. Focus on specific high-value use cases where GenAI can deliver clear returns on investment, rather than betting on speculative potential. It's like investing in a solid stock versus a get-rich-quick scheme was a lot more likely to pay off in the long run.
That's great advice. As we wrap up, what's the takeaway from our conversation today?
I think the key is to be cautious and strategic in our approach to GenAI. It's not a silver bullet, but it can be a powerful tool if used wisely. Like the internet, its ultimate value may be transformative, but only for those who navigate the current hype with caution and foresight.
Thanks for sharing your insights with us today. It's been enlightening to get a more nuanced view of GenAI.
Thanks for having me. It's been a blast.